always, Chain, and welcome to the OHO review, the tier 8 Japanese heavy tank. So we're up to tier 8 already. Already I'm slow as shit with these reviews, but still, I played the living shit out of this tank, and let's start as always with the armor, and there's a slight upgrade here. Instead of the 175 sloped, you get around, what is it, 200 sloped. I mean, it's not that much better, but you get a lot of, like, you don't have the weak spots anymore that people usually go for. I mean, if they have enough penetration, this entire tank is weak spot as always, but you actually can slightly angle this, even though the side armor is still kind of shitty, but, like, if you angle it slightly, they won't be able to get these 30 armor zones anymore, which is nice. So the armor on this is effectively, at least I found it, way better than on tier 7, even though you do climb up that tier. You do have these two annoying turrets, and this time they actually bother your gun depression quite a lot, which I will show later. The turret armor is pretty solid whenever they don't shoot this center bit here. The two plates that are flat are 200, and everything else is really good. The gun mantlet is not great, but in most places it will do the job, but nobody really shoots in the gun mantlet as well. The good news is you kind of lost the cupola. I mean, you still have one, but like it's not really an issue. The side armor 107, 105 on the side, on the upper part, and 35 with some space on the lower part. You still do not want to side scrape, and this is as flat as a brick. And if you present this angle flat, like if you turn your fucking turret, not that way. If you turn your turret and like try to side scrape like this is gonna be flat and shitty anyways. Plus, this is gonna be even worse. So you don't really want to side scrape. Top and the back armor is pretty decent, 150. It's not really something you should really be trying to show your enemies, but like in case something like an IS is behind you, you can try to angle your ass and try to bounce the shot as well. Talking about the gun depression, it is pretty fucking shitty now. You have 10 everywhere when there's no turrets. To the back it's 5, to the front it's 5, with these fucking spikes of 3, which is pretty damn bad actually. So you really want to peek. If you peek over a hill, you really want to make sure that you will have gun depression. So you really want to make sure that you peek with your right side exposed and your left side in cover, because these cupolas are gonna fuck you more than anything else. Again, the tank is huge as you might imagine, so peeking over hills is a pretty bad idea usually. That being said, I'm pretty sure we're ready to go into the replay. So here's the replay, but before we get into too much action, as always, let's go for some stats. So 1700 hit points, the healthiest among tier 8, 25 kilometers forwards, 10 backwards, slow as you might expect. 130 tons is load limit, 121 1 tons is actual mass, so it is actually the heaviest tier 8 in the game, I believe, with not really a lot of contestants to beat it. The KV4 isn't that close anyways. Engine power 1200 horsepower give you power to rate 9.9, which is terrible. Traverse speed 90 degrees per second, which is actually better than the KV4. Then again, with the shitty horsepower per ton, you probably will turn shittier as well. Terrain resistance is actually not that bad, and view range 380, pretty healthy. Turret traverse 20, pretty shitty. When it comes to the guns, as far as I found, there's two choices. You either load the derp gun and you're gonna be mediocre at all the games, or you load the 105 and you're gonna be pretty damn good at tier 8 and pretty damn shitty at tier 10 and 9. Well, 9, slightly less than 10, obviously. I found that the 105 works better for me, as I found that doing 5k damage every tier 8 game is better than doing 2k every tier 8 game and doing 2k every tier 10 game. Ended up with a pretty healthy average damage on this tank as well, almost 2500. So that's probably the way I would recommend you to play this thing. Try to not take too badly the games where you do fucking nothing. Just try to make sure that tier 8 games with no RD just wreck face, and then you'll be fine. When it comes to the 105, 330 alpha, 215 penetration with the with no gold ammo, so you only have HE and AP. HE is pretty reliable and decent when you really cannot pen what you're shooting at, but I would highly suggest you just ignore the HE and try to pen something with that AP. When it comes to DPM, it's not super bad. It's actually much better than on the KB3, about 2100 for super heavy. That's actually pretty healthy. Reload time 9.3 seconds, accuracy 0.42, aiming time 3.10. Much better than on the KB4, the gun stats, and that's pretty much what it comes down to. This tank is really, even though I didn't like to fucking play this thing, you cannot deny that it's much better than all the fucking shitty, way too much armor tier 8 heavy tanks that you have in the game at the moment, like the KB4, like the KB5. This is just flat out much better than those. And that might explain why Wargaming is looking into buffing the KB4 and the KB5. The playstyle with this is pretty simple. When you're top tier, you just get in there and fight. Try, if there's Arty, just try to not be in positions where you can get Arty. And if there is no Arty, you just steamroll all of them. This gun will most likely be reliable at penning tier 8s. You just need to find your shots. Like you can see, you really want to pen your shots, so you look for them if that's what it takes. You look for them for 10 seconds at a time, but you really want to pen your shots. And arguably, HE gun is also competitive. It's just really sad when you are facing tanks that are aggressive against you. When you have the derp gun, derp gun's reloads like 14 seconds, so it's not even that bad. But still, like if you face a T-34 and you have the derp gun and he plays aggressive against you, you're pretty screwed, and you really don't want to be in that position. So I found myself just in having a better time playing it with this gun. That was a lucky shot. When it comes to the equipment on the Oho, it's pretty damn standard for big-ass armored heavy tanks. Rammer, bird stabs, and ventilation. The view range is decent, but you don't really want to mount anything for that. And there's the ranker that was shooting me the entire game, so we're gonna try to retaliate here. And that's exactly what we do. And we're just gonna keep pushing forward. So I don't really care if those TDs shoot me. The only dangerous one really is the ISU. And that's a nice fire going on that KB4 as well. Nobody's really looking my way. They probably want to fuck less with me than any other of my teammates. So I can see why they really don't want to shoot me that much with the tanks they have here. The KB4 also has the stock gun, which means they can't really do shit against me. And I'm gonna go for the kill on him, but fuck it up severely. Hopefully we can get the ramming speed, but as the tanks before this, the ramming is just fucking pathetic, and you don't really do any damage with that, so I wouldn't really recommend it too much. My gun gets fucking annihilated by the Yak Panther 2, but it should be fine. Also, one thing that's really good about these heavy tanks is that you can shoot Russian heavies like the IS-6, like the IS-3, like the IS-8 right in the top of the turret, and they can't really do much about it. As you can see, IS-6 has no fucking chance to pen me, and this is why the 105, it just has a reliable DPM to shit on these tanks, and I don't really mind having those some of those bad tier 10 games if I can just literally shit on the enemies in these games. As you can see, even the IS-3 is finding it hard to penetrate me, so I'm just gonna keep going forwards and just find the rest of the damage that is that I will be able to farm here. Overall, though, your average game is still gonna be shitload of Arties. You're gonna get shit on by Artie, and you're gonna cry every time. Yeah, your main priority in every game is to avoid Artie, and if there isn't any, then you just go ham. Is exactly what I did in this game. As you can see, I only got penned once, and that's when I turned aside on the IS-6 just to not get penned by the rest of these rankers. And we are almost at 5k damage already, so you can see the DPM on this thing is working. For such a quick game to do that much damage in a slow-ass tank like this is not too bad, if I say so myself. But again, before you get too hyped about these fucking heavy tanks, if you like slow heavies, you should not grind this line. The tier 9 and 10 is nothing like this. These tier 6, 7, and 8 overperformed in stats-wise. Tier 9, and 10 are fucking terrible. So do not grind. Not recommend. But fuck it, let's see the end plates. And here's the end plate. 2081 experience, steel wall. That's a I don't even know what that medal is called. And high caliber. Ace tanker, 5023 damage done, 295 assisted. Also picked up 2 kills. So general conclusion on this tank is that it's pretty good in tier 8 games and it's pretty bad in anything else. But since 33% of your games are like this, well, not 33, it's probably like 20 to 10% of the games are like this. The overall stats in this tank are pretty decent, and yeah, it's not too bad. Because the tier 8 people don't always load gold, and there is not that many are the pieces of shit as well. So the tank isn't actually too bad in statistically. As you can see, 7k bounce damage with a fucking tier 8. It's pretty OP. And these tanks are pretty good for doing all the heavy tank missions that require you to bounce damage as well. So if you're stuck on those missions, maybe you want to consider grinding these. Not sure if it's really worth it though. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's a quick one this time, and I will see you on the next one.